Hey, what's up? I want to do something different today, and that's reviewing an art program. Usually online, you see something of a tutorial, and a lot of them aren't even tutorials, they're more like speed paintings with a small description. And I thought it would be nice to review the program itself so that potential customers, I guess, could get interested in it. And what I'm gonna do right now is review Paint Tool Sai. This is my default drawing program. Like, I freaking love it. It's like what I do like a lot of my work in. Uh, well, not work, but hobby. So you get all your basic stuff over here. You get your color palette. You get your swatches. I only have one color right now, blue, light blue. That's what I use for sketching. A rough design, I guess. And you also get like I don't know, textures or something. I don't really know everything around like from this program. I'm not a professional for yeah. I should say that this right now. I'm not a professional artist. It's for future reference. I'm just like a mediocre artist right now. So, but this is just for people who are interested in the program, pretty much. So, but something I like about this program a lot is the stabilizer. Like, if you got shaky hands or just a oversensitive tablet like me, like I have an N2O 3 tablet and it usually shakes a lot. This stabilizer actually smooths out the lines when you're drawing. So if I put it to 0, which is the default, like you get a rougher line. But I keep it in S2 for sketching, and then for outlining I actually put it to S4. And the cool thing about this program is you can create a normal layer for your rough sketches. You can create a pen layer for line work. And this is where you get some cool tools over here. It's the line tool and the curve tool. The line tool is pretty much self-explanatory. You just create a line straight up. I guess you're drawing robots or tools or a lab or something. The curve tool, why do I keep mispronouncing that? The curve tool is one of my favorite things of this program. If you have a pen, if you have a mouse, if you can only work with a mouse and you want to do a clean outline, this thing, it works wonders. You can see that it just naturally curves each area, and it works really, really well. Like, I can show you an example right here with one of my old drawings. This is from like last year. Okay, let's see. Let's turn all this stuff off. Right here you can tell how I used it. I used the curve tool to line up her head more properly. I could have done it just with the normal pen, but this is when I was testing out the program, and it got some really nice lines out of it. Like, if you don't want to use your tablet, just your mouse, then it can work wonders. And since this is a vector layer, you actually have different tools to mess around with the lines. Let me just zoom in a little. You see, you have different points towards the lines for line layers. So you can actually pick a different point and then thin out or thicken that line to get more, I guess, if you want more manga inspired art. And again, these are different things that you can't get in Photoshop, and it just makes drawing a ton more simpler and I guess more fun. But again, you do have the simple layers. You have normal airbrush tools, brush tools, so you can see right here. I did like normal shading right there, put a little bit of light around the head, and I guess this is stuff you can do in Photoshop. But if you like to sketch around a lot, then this program is ideal for outlining. Start off a rough sketch, so you can see here again the blue color to make things easier, and again you get normal transparency. Oops. You can do transparency and then outline. Like I said, this is my favorite program to draw in, so I might as well just do the coloring. that's pretty much what I did. There's little Chopper, put in different layers to color him. This drawing here is like a year old, so I don't really remember the complete process, but I'm guessing that I mostly used the airbrush tool to color in everything and do the shading. But you also get down here you get a bunch of adjustments for your brush or pan, and pretty much everything. It's not as deep as other programs go, like Corel, where it pretty much bombards you with a shitload of fucking brushes, and that program is overcomplicated, while this one keeps it incredibly basic. But if you have one hell of imagination, you can do a lot of things. Here's another example. Like I said, it doesn't have a bunch of good brush strokes, but if you like the comic book sort of art, you can do these thick tones. This one is around a year old, I think. And what I did here is basically, let me see here. Just turn off these layers first. What I did here is just the basics. Again, I started with the rough sketch right here. It looks nothing like the final one. I did the outline, but you can see the outline is pretty messy. There's no closed lines, nothing is really finished, and that's because I did the dark tones later. And again, I don't remember how exactly I did this, but I think I just picked the regular pen tool, put the density all the way up, and then change my stabilizer. That one. There we go. You can get some really cool tones this way, comic book tones, I guess. And then I basically did the same thing over again. Put in the color, the tones. Pretty sure I used the airbrush for this. And then I just added a outer layer over here for the shine, the shiny. Again, it's very simple, but if you have an immense imagination, you can create a lot of stuff. I've seen people do crazy shit with this program. So here's the final example over here. This is my newest one. As you can tell, it's not even finished. Again, this time I decided to make the background a skin toned color to make it easier to paint it. And I decided not to do any outline because I'm trying to go for a different style. This is like a brand new style for me. I'm using the brush tool this time actually. The brush tool can get some pretty cool effects if you know how to use it. I could add an outline to this if I wanted to. I think it would actually look pretty nice with an outline. There are different ways to do that. You can either just choose the ink, the pen tool. You can create a vector layer to use the line tools. I've actually seen someone use the brush tool to make outlines. But I'm not exactly sure how to do that. Let's see here. If you know the shortcuts, you can make this program a lot easier. You can pretty much make it your bitch. But it's not dark enough though. So if you know what settings to put on your tool, you can do some pretty cool shit with this. Again, I'm using a tablet, so the brush strokes are actually sensitive as to how much I press it. You get some pretty cool effects over here. And again, I'm not a professional, so I can only imagine what people could do with this. Let me just take this out and this out, and they're just like a small preview of a chin and a nose. But I think it actually looks better the way it is right now. I might add an outline later. And again, it's not finished. And if you're wondering who she is, she's Tripitaka, Trip from the game Enslaved. So so if you're interested in this program, you can get it off their main website. I'm not sure what it is. I'll probably put a link down in the bottom. It's around $50. It is a pain to install because you need the trial version first, and then you need a product code. You need to put it in the folder. But once you're up and running, it's a really nice program. It doesn't require a lot of memory. So I would give this a 5 out of 5 if I were scoring it, which I'm not. 5 out of 5.